It's private.
The landlord owns the land.
Who's the landowner?
I don't want to get into an argument with you. I would just like to leave site if that's possible.
Who is the landlord? No, I'm not going to leave, no.
You're not going to leave?
No, I'm going to wander around.
Anyway, because it's private property and we don't allow you to be filming here.
I just wanted to find out a bit about the Gangmasters and Labour Abuse Authority, to be honest.
They're not here.
Well, funny how there's a sign in there that says Gangmasters and Labour Abuse Authority.
So why are you coming investigating the Gangmasters? What reasons do you have for that?
Because I find it interesting.
You find it interesting?
Yeah.
So I've called the police. I'm not going to get into an argument.
Which law do you think I'm breaking?
It's private property.
What law is that then?
And you're not allowed to take videos and photos of the building. It's not acceptable in the business that we're in.
Well, you can, yeah, of course you can. It's a government building.
It's not acceptable.
It's a government building.
Yeah, I know, but we've got procedures in place and people have to get permission to take photos. You've not asked for permission.
Well, surely it's public. If it's a government building, it's owned by the public.
Yeah, I know it's a government building, but it's still classed as private property. The land is owned by somebody else.
Before we dive into this chaotic encounter, let me set the stage. Because what you're about to witness is a masterclass in how a normal, everyday moment of filming turns into a textbook example of ego-fueled policing. We've got Gwen Auditor calmly recording a government building, totally legal, totally normal. But within minutes, staff rush out as if he's detonating a nuclear device. No signage, no barriers, no restricted areas, yet they insist he's trespassing purely because they feel like it, and then comes the real twist: the police arrive, not to assess, not to de-escalate, but to assert dominance. The lead officer walks in with more attitude than authority, immediately labeling Gwen a suspect, insisting filming is illegal, and throwing around Section 35 like it's a magic spell that makes people disappear. Except, it doesn't. And she clearly has no idea how it even works. This story isn't just about one officer losing her cool. It's about how misinformation, ego, and a complete lack of professionalism can turn a lawful citizen into an enemy in seconds. Watch closely, because every conflict, every escalation, every accusation comes not from Gwen, but from the people who should know the law best. And trust me, it only gets more unbelievable from here.
I didn't know I needed a reason. Why are you filming me?
Because I'm speaking with you and you're a suspect in an incident where you're filming a government building.
Suspect? That would imply that I've committed a criminal offence.
Listen to me a minute, okay? You're zooming in on people's IDs. I can tell you're one of those bloggers. That's absolutely fine, okay? But you can't be zooming in on people's IDs when this is a government building.
Who says?
It's the law, mate.
What law?
We don't play this game where...
Could you identify yourself, please?
Okay, PC 1191 Mercedes, as you can see by my badge.
Which station are you based out of?
I'm based at Byron House Police Station.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are we filming? I don't really get what we're
Is this a government building?
Yep.
I pay for it, I can film it.
Okay, so why are you getting mouthy then? Because the thing is that you've been getting mouthy with them.
They were getting mouthy with me. I was perfectly polite till they started giving me attitude.
Yeah, because they're asking why you're filming them. And
this is where things start to unravel quickly. Notice how the staff member keeps repeating, private property, without ever pointing to a sign, a barrier, or any actual notice of restricted access. This is a classic move when someone believes something is true simply because it's always been said that way. But belief doesn't equal law. In the UK, ownership and access rights are two very different things. Even if a landlord technically owns the land, that doesn't make it off limits unless the public is explicitly barred, and Gwen does exactly what any informed citizen should do: ask, where does it say that? Because rules aren't rules unless they're posted, communicated, and backed by actual legislation. You can't enforce imaginary restrictions simply because you prefer people not to film. This early exchange sets the tone. Gwen is grounded in facts, and staff are grounded in feelings. And that mismatch becomes a spark for everything that explodes.
No, okay, you listen to me now. You've been getting mouthy with these people.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. You've been harassing them.
I haven't harassed anyone, they approached me.
You have, okay.
Yeah, we right to approach him.
That's lies.
He's filming, so we've asked him
Yeah.
if he wouldn't film us on private property.
Yeah, of course.
We've been very reasonable with him, and the attitude that he has with you, he's had with us too.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What was the reason?
There's nothing illegal about what I'm doing.
He said he's interested in the Gangmasters Labour Abuse Authority. He's just bullshitting.
Right,
Basically. I don't agree with the word that he's saying.
Alright then.
Okay?
So we would like him removed. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, of course you can. Is there
I'm in a public place.
No, it's not been threatening, but obviously he's not corresponding with us. I've asked him not to video. I've given us the...
The moment the officer declares Gwen a suspect, everything shifts from conversation to confrontation. And think about how wild that is, being labeled a suspect for filming a building that taxpayers fund, from an area open to the public. In policing, language matters. Calling someone a suspect implies a crime exists. It signals to staff, cameras, and other officers that this person is a threat. Yet the officer still hasn't named a single law that Gwen has supposedly violated. Instead, she jumped straight to accusations about zooming in on IDs, a claim with no evidence and no legal foundation. ID badges worn in public-facing roles are meant to be visible. And filming them isn't illegal in the slightest. What we see here isn't policing, it's profiling. Not based on behavior, but based on her bias against those bloggers, as she puts it. Her tone drips with annoyance, not professionalism. And when an officer starts with ego instead of evidence, everything that comes next usually goes down.
To staff when you were filming a government building,
well, obviously
so
someone's
in our
lied to you
control
then, haven't
system it's grade 1, which means that we travel on blue lights and sirens.
Okay.
And it's 2 vehicles because we're in a car each, so it's actually only 2 officers.
Okay.
So do you have like a YouTube channel or something?
You know, you were a bit hostile with me to start off with, demanding my details, so I'm not going to give you any information now, thank you.
Okay. Are you, so I'm going to need you to leave the premises.
Well, under what law?
Pardon?
Under
it's
what
called
law?
under Section 35 Act, okay? So it's a dispersal order, and I need you to leave this area, okay? Because the people don't want to hear. You've been causing trouble, you've been shouting at them.
I haven't been causing any trouble.
Yes, you have,
You're lying
okay?
now.
Stop being argumentative with me.
Stop giving me attitude, no.
No, you've given me attitude from the start, which is on my camera and yours as well.
Demanding my details and things like that straight
so
off the
you
bat.
need to move your stuff. Come on.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm not taking anything, we're walking.
Perfectly illustrates how narratives get twisted when people misunderstand the law. The staff member claims Gwen was argumentative, but rewind the footage and you'll see the opposite. He was calm, direct, and asking lawful questions. What they call argumentative is actually him refusing to simply obey verbal demands that carry no legal weight. This is a common dynamic in these encounters. Staff escalate, then reinterpret the pushback as aggression. They even admit Gwen wasn't threatening, wasn't abusive, and had given a perfectly valid explanation. Yet they twist that into justification for police involvement. This is why legal literacy matters, because when staff, police, and the public all misunderstand lawful behavior, innocent people get painted as hostile for simply exercising rights.
Honestly, that's your thoughts. I'd rather you keep them to yourself, to be honest. You're a public employee.
What's around here then? Is this your like full-time job then, plug in?
I do all sorts.
What, plug in buildings?
So we're on the public. Can you put the bag down now? We're on the public pavement.
So I don't want you round that private property anymore, okay? If you are caught there again, I will come back and you can be arrested for it, okay? Do you understand
be arrested?
that? I'm giving you a
Under what
warning
section?
for this now. I'm being quite reasonable with
Okay,
you.
can you tell me which act and which section that is, please?
It's under Section 35 Act, but at the minute I'm giving you a warning.
Section 35
for it.
of what?
Yes, it doesn't matter what.
No, it does
okay?
matter what.
No, okay. This is end of now, okay? Just because you're filming me, it really doesn't intimidate me. It doesn't scare me.
Okay. You don't
You've got a mask
intimidate
on your
me.
face like trying to hide your identity. It doesn't scare me.
You don't intimidate me. You can try and arrest me and
Okay.
everything like that.
That's where the misuse of power becomes undeniable. Section 35 is not a casual, leave because we said so, tool. It requires a legitimate belief that someone is causing, or likely to cause, harassment, alarm, or distress. Gwen isn't shouting, threatening, blocking access, or refusing lawful instructions. He's filming and asking questions. That is not grounds for dispersal under any interpretation of the law. The officer doesn't cite behavior, she cites feelings. People don't want you here. That alone proves she's acting outside legal boundaries. Police powers aren't customer service preferences. And the fact she never explains the specific act, because she doesn't know, tells you all you need to know. She's not applying law. She's improvising authority. And improvisation with police powers is...
Like, this is one building that you can't film, go and film another one.
I'll film what I like them in public.
But that's a private property that you've been on.
Yeah, it's publicly accessible. Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972.
Okay, well done.
However, the bit that you were on was part of private land, so you just weren't allowed on that bit. Okay?
Well, it's not government
That was the
property, is it?
Huh?
Is it not government property?
That bit is government property.
Well, it's public property,
However,
isn't it?
no, it did not in this instance, just because of whatever goes on in there, and I've already had word in it. All right. So just because it's a government building doesn't necessarily mean it's always accessible to the public.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't see any signs or anything, Constable.
I
I
appreciate that, and whatever it might have been, we've just tried to sort it out as the lowest level that we possibly can. Okay,
problem.
which is why we've just asked you just to move away from the building and just not.
See, that's
just
fine.
not
If
film
your
from
colleague
here,
had asked
alright?
as politely as you
So
are
that's
right
what I
now.
did in the first
No, you
place.
didn't. You give me attitude. You give me lip. You're acting stupid.
I'm not
So
interested.
This exchange is astounding. When Gwen asks, Section 35 of what, the officer snaps, it doesn't matter what. Except, it matters entirely. Every police power must be justified by its legal source. If an officer can't name the act they're invoking, that's not enforcement, that's guesswork. Officers are trained to cite legislation because citizens have a right to know the authority being used against them. Her response shows she's out of her depth, relying on tone rather than law. And then she pivots to accusing Gwen of intimidation for wearing a mask, completely irrelevant and legally baseless. This isn't policing grounded in legislation, it's policing grounded in bruised ego. And when ego becomes the guiding force, citizens' rights have...
Giving you the warning for it. If you come back, you can be arrested for breach of 35 notice.
which act is that? Sorry,
It's part of the Public Order Act.
Public Order Act.
I'll
Yeah.
read it out for
Yeah,
you.
that's
If that
fine.
makes you feel better, I'll read it out.
So it's literally just that.
So antisocial behaviour crime and policing act 2014.
Do you suspect that I have been committing antisocial behaviour? Because there is a Home Office document that is called the...
Mate,
which
listen,
is
I
under
don't
defining
care
the
about
measure.
that Home
Well, you
Office
should care. You should care.
No, I should-
Yes,
no,
you
'cause
should
you're just
care.
going on- it's
I think you need to get
completely
retrained. You do. I'm going to make a
I think
complaint.
that
Yes,
you
I
need
am.
to move
I'm
away
making a...
from the area.
No, I'm making a complaint about you.
When-
Professional standards.
That's okay, you can do that.
I'm making a professional standards complaint about you. Yep, here we go. They'll have that as
got
well.
the details?
Yep, yeah, thank you.
Alright, we're done then. See you
Okay.
later.
Contrast between the two officers. The colleague, calm and informative, instantly provides the correct legislation and engages in actual dialogue. This shows the encounter could have been resolved peacefully from the very beginning if professionalism, not attitude, had guided the response. Gwen even attempts to explain Home Office guidance, but the lead officer dismisses him with, "I don't care about it." That line alone encapsulates the entire problem that if an officer doesn't care about the policies that define their powers, how can anyone trust their decisions? This wasn't a public safety call. It wasn't a disorder call. It wasn't even a trespass call. It was a feelings call, and feelings turned into authority. When walking away wasn't him giving in, it was him choosing sanity over arguing with someone who had already decided facts didn't matter. This highlights exactly why filming police interactions is essential. Gwen remained calm, factual, and legally sound from start to finish. The officer, however, relied on intimidation, misinformation, and untrained assumptions to justify powers she didn't understand. From misusing Section 35 to refusing to cite legislation to dismissing Home Office guidance outright, her conduct wasn't just unprofessional, it was dangerous. Moments like this aren't isolated. They reflect a deeper issue. When accountability systems fail, officers with poor training or unchecked ego continue operating without consequences. And that's why independent auditors, and viewers like you, play such a crucial role in documenting and exposing these incidents.